guys, today I wanted to talk real quick. I'm not going to become a review channel, just letting you know, but I just wanted to talk about this quad that I got recently because I really like it, and I'm going to go do some test footage outside, so I figured I would give some credit to the creator before I go show some footage about it. This is the DroneCo Productions version of the slammed Squirt V2. I believe it's V2, I think that's a thing. I decided to get this after I noticed the build quality and how nice the version that Grinder got when we hung out a little while ago. I looked at his, I really loved it, so I decided to go get one, but one of the biggest issues for me with Cinewhoops is I didn't want a 4S version, and I knew that was a big thing with whoops. You either build your own, and you can make it 6S if you want, but I didn't feel like going out and buying a bunch of new batteries, so I just had these CHL 1100s, which are pretty light. I mean, they're light enough, this carries them, and I just wanted to be able to use these, and they're 6S. So I messaged, this was at the time where you couldn't pick 6S on their website. They have now remedied this. If you go to the DroneCo Production site and put one in the cart, you can pick 4S or 6S and a couple other things. But at the time you couldn't do that, so in the little details box I just wrote, hey, can I do 6S? And they were like, yeah, no problem. So I picked pink for the color, and I noticed, out of curiosity, I think this is the SaneSmart pink, because I have a few prints of my own that look exactly the same as these, and their print quality is very nice. His print quality is beautiful. I love it, and the whole thing is fantastic. Basically what we got in this one for the 6XS version, the stack is slightly different. I believe it is the Mamba Basic F405 MK3, and I believe the ESC is the 40 amp version. They have a 50 amp version, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't hold me to that. The Squirt came in the box with 3 sets of props already and one on them. It came with pink on them, but he actually handed me some green ones because he probably discovered I might be a fan of watermelon props, and I am. He was correct. But you get 4 total prop sets, including the ones on there. He got me pink prop nuts, which was awesome. And I did a little bit of extra work to this one. I actually direct soldered, I don't know if you can see that very well on here, but I direct soldered a USB-C to a Maytech Systems Beck board that I have in there, so I'm getting a solid, it's about 4.95 volts, but it's a 5-volt connection directly to my GoPro, and I don't need to plug it into a balance lead. It comes directly off the flight controller. So that's incredibly convenient. I love that, but I did that one myself. And let's see, in the box, he sent a few things. He got these props. We got 2 different mounts. I love this one right here, the just basic adjustable mount that I can just put my GoPro into. It's a lot lighter, but this one's also really nice too. He sends this, and it has a slot for, I believe, a TBS ND filter, or any other ND that'll fit here, but I believe, don't hold me to it, I think it's made for TBS. And this mount is very, very nice quality, but it only has 2 notches for adjustment. And my perfect camera angle is actually like directly between these 2, so I ended up just using the other one he sent, which is completely fine. I don't care. He also sent a few of these little things, the little nut turner doodads. He sent like 4 of these, so I actually have some of them on my goggles here too. He sent pink and like a teal, which is awesome. 2 very good colors. I like those a lot. And he also sent in the box this tiny little infant. That was quite strange and made me laugh. I love it. I don't know if you can see that if it was out of focus, but it's a tiny little baby. I'm probably gonna sit him on my GoPro somehow. Little piece of double-sided tape. One of the other changes I made the second I got this, which there weren't many, like this was perfect. It came with EmuFlight or EmuFlight, however you pronounce it, put on here and already tuned and tested, so this thing out of the box flies beautifully. But one of the changes I did do was I dropped some grip on there. There was no battery grip pad at all, which on a Cinewhoop I don't really think you need one. You're not going to be doing flips and rolls with a Cinewhoop, but I just like the extra security of having that, so I threw that on there. And let's talk about the motors real quick. It comes with some pretty basic motors, but they do the thing just fine. They're Emax Ecos, and they're the 6S version, so I believe they're 2800 kV. which is completely fine. I did notice the last time I shot outside, they got a little toasty, but definitely not too hot to the touch. I could probably poke around in ViFly to find out exactly what a filtering setting would be to get that to go away, but honestly, I was able to touch them and hold my hand there, so I wasn't concerned about it. On top of that, it was hot out, and it's a Cinewhoop, and it's carrying a bunch of weight, so I think that's just going to be how it is, and that's fine. But yeah, I got it with Crossfire as well, so I got the Immortal T mount, and it came stock with this Fox Ear Lollipop antenna, which these are one of my favorite antennas that I use. Bought through me one once, and since that day I've just been buying them. They're great. Other than that, I guess I'll show you some flight footage. Alright, so first I want to show you some like raw footage, just straight from the GoPro, no stabilization, no color correction, nothing. I'll share my GoPro settings in the description below. If you're having trouble with GoPro settings, I would actually just take these settings and use them, by the way. This is going to be in flat color. I think it's 2.7K and I think it's 30 or 60 frames. Honestly, doesn't matter. You'll see in the description what settings I was currently using right now. I'll just post them down there. And then after this footage, I'm going to show you some like stabilized, color corrected, color graded, all that whatnot footage, so you can see the difference. Right, so as you can see, like, disclaimer, I am by no means the smoothest pilot in the world. On a scale from, like, 1 to 10, 10 being the worst on smoothness, I find a way, somehow, to be an 11. But either way, that kind of, I think, better illustrates the point of how well this whoop flies, because out of all my drones that I have, my 5-inch, my 7, my 3s, my whatevers, I get the smoothest footage raw from this quad better than all the other ones. And that's kind of the point I wanted to illustrate. Like, that footage that you just saw, I don't think would be usable in a commercial sense. But if I like flew again and actually tried to be smoother, I could do it, and I could get some raw footage out of this quad that was smooth enough to use. I just didn't fly that smooth because I fly like someone who uses RS-GO, because I am someone who uses RS-GO. Fight me, I don't care. But next up, I'm going to show you some footage that is sent through RS-GO. Again, fight me, don't care. No horizon lock or anything, just default settings. And then the only like stock piece of color correction I do is I throw on the Rec 709.1 conversion, the GoPro conversion from Johnny FPV's pack, and I dial that back to 50% intensity in Premiere. And then on top of that, I throw another adjustment layer and I do some color grading of my own. Sometimes I'll grab a LUT and I'll like mess with it or something, but either way, to the footage. I'm talking too much. It's been 2 minutes. I hate this. so that brings us to the end of the video, where I'm going to give this an arbitrary rating based on absolutely nothing, because this is my first and hopefully last. I hate reviews. I don't want to do reviews. I just thought this thing was so cool that it deserved one, which I guess is saying itself, but I'm going to give it an arbitrary rating. That means nothing, but also means everything. Take that how you want. Why are you watching me? I'm going to give this 5 bot grinders out of 5.